Chess, Pac-Man, Tetris, Minecraft. As an enthusiast, it's an honor to be alive to see another game reach such stardom. Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time. It's among the most popular currently running. To explain why isn't a challenge, it's largely a reflection. Most of the people watching this video can look back on their own lives and remember the effect this game had on them, myself included. There was a magic to it, something special that nothing else has ever had. I'd like to think it's the modern generation's equivalent to the feeling kids must have gotten when they first moved what appeared on the screen back when Pong came out in caveman times. Minecraft is made out of blocks. I think even people who've been dead for 200 years know this. But it being made out of blocks made it everything it is. The world being divided into low pixel cubes allowed for total manipulation on the technology of the time. The total freedom to pick something up and put it down somewhere else. No, scratch that. The freedom to pick anything up and put it down anywhere else. It's like real life, except you don't need planning permission and a couple $100,000 and everything's a square, and so on. This simple ability, coupled with infinite generation, creates infinite possible outcomes. That level of potential depth from that simple a mechanic. Most of the greatest games of all time share such a quality. From a game design standpoint, Minecraft is a canvas on which the Mona Lisa could be painted. And that doesn't even consider the capabilities of Redstone. Though we can't quite talk about depth until there's goals. A game needs goals, right? What's the point of Minecraft is a very common question. You have a world, now get players to use it. So there's a health bar, and dangers presented by the dark, which isn't always avoidable. Okay, we have a reason to act, so what do? We need shelter, that's our reason to build. And we need tools, gear, upgrades essentially. That's our reason to mine. Resource gathering in the most hands-on way. It's the perfect way to do progression in a fully manipulable world. We mine, we craft, to avoid and fight back against the mobs in the dark. Minecraft was about survival. And I'm here to tell you that it's not anymore. In fact, I believe it's inaccurate for survival mode to use that word at all. You might find yourself watching this video as a result of Minecraft's recent resurgence in popularity, but the years before that were very much a dark age for this game. Minecraft will never lose its crown, but it was losing its relevance. Why? Minecraft had the benefit of originality, a fantastic idea that could appeal to almost anyone, done for the first time. Originality means novelty. Everyone wants a fresh experience, and Minecraft most certainly delivered. Thanks to a rapidly replenishing supply of kids, it's always got new people for its novelty to have an effect on. But what about the people who played when it was first gaining traction? The novelty is gone. There were few gaming experiences cooler than literally building a home out of the world itself, or finding your first diamond. But that's not so true anymore. Many of us have done it hundreds of times. Mining and crafting are sweet but short gameplay loops, and they've been short since 2009. The novelty isn't even on life support because it's struggling to update. Most of us lost interest in Minecraft a very long time ago, so people returning to the game now often find themselves surprised with just how much has changed. But looking back through the update history, Mojang's expansions to the game have been little short of haphazard and confusing. From 2011 to 2014, Mojang majorly updated the game 3 times per year. After 1.8 though, their pace slowed to a crawl. 1.8 was the Bountiful update, released on September 2nd, 2014. It introduced some new blocks, most of which were for cosmetic purposes, the Ocean Monument, and some minor survival changes like sheep dropping mutton. Want to know when the next update was? February 29th, 2016. Took them exactly 545 days of development to make this. We got end cities, which are very cool, dual wielding, which only half works, an attack strength mechanic which encourages the pacing of sword strikes, a glider, and an igloo. Took them 545 days to make this. Took them the rest of 2016 to add woodland mansions and polar bears. Then it took them over a year to add, get this, some colored blocks and parrots. You know, it actually took them 3.5 years to give Lapis a reason to exist other than pimp my sheep. You know, the Wither has been pointless for 7 years? Development times for mod packs prove there's something seriously off with these numbers, even accounting for how careful Mojang have to be with their additions. Now, I don't know what Mojang were up to during this time, whether it was excessive partying thanks to their mountains of cash, or developing other games, and I don't want to know, because it doesn't matter. It's pretty clear why Minecraft lost so much relevance during the mid-2010s. It simply wasn't being expanded upon, and so the years were free to punish it just like any other game. With the most recent 2 updates, things did take a turn for the better. There's more content in Update Aquatic and Village and Pillage than the previous 4 years worth combined, and it took him less than a year between updates this time. 3.5 years to give Lapis a point, less than a year for all this. This is beyond human comprehension, I know, but it's good that the game is finally making major additions, and I think that contributed a lot to Minecraft's recent spike in popularity. Admittedly, Mojang are in a very tough situation. When you have an original idea like Minecraft and it starts taking off, the very last thing you want to do is change it too much, because as soon as it stops being perceived as cool, you're stuffed. Mojang are well past that point now. They're at the point where every major aspect of the game has cult status. They can't change anything without stamping on the memories and love people have for what it is now. Diamonds always have to be the rarest resource. Creepers always have to act as they do.
Rufus, there's a creeper above you.
The Nether always has to be accessed through a portal. Even if a change is made for the better, you're not just changing the game's mechanics, you're changing its identity. And yet, to keep the game relevant, to keep people interesting, they need to keep updating. They're in a position where any additions they make must not alter the core experience of the gameplay loops, and any changes they make must be minor. This explains their focus on exploration and cosmetics. Exploration essentially is cosmetics, and both give builders new toys to play with without vastly changing the building experience. But it doesn't explain their focus on adding structures, dungeons, and improving villages. Now, remember back to what I said about survival. Minecraft is not about survival anymore. The use of the word to describe the base game mode, in fact, is inappropriate. And the best way to demonstrate why is with the first night. This used to be a big deal whenever you created a new world, but it's not easier today because we know more. It's easier today because it's no longer an issue. 3 wool isn't hard to come by, and that's the only difficulty in making a bed to circumvent the first night. If you find a village, beds and all the shelter you'll ever need are already provided. The first night involved a similar routine every single time. Punch a tree, find some coal, make some tools, mine a hole. It wouldn't be so tense in 2019 if it were never changed, because we'd have done it so many times. But it could have been expanded upon. Villages, for example, could allow you in if you made them an offering. But no matter how you look at it, surviving the first or any night following isn't a concern if you have beds. And Mojang are so determined to make you use them that you'll be attacked by a swarm of deadly phantoms if you don't sleep for long enough. They punish you for not skipping the challenge. Just don't use it is a bad argument. Most people, even those aware, are going to use the easiest option to get out of danger regardless. Kids especially, they aren't considering the effects of beds, they're just using the tools provided to them. It was bad form to say just don't use it 2 years ago, but now with phantoms it's plainly ridiculous. Being attacked by a swarm of beefy mobs for not sleeping is a gun to your head. Removing beds isn't an option. The solution, I think, is dangers that aren't unique to nighttime. Pillager raids is one of them. Weather could present others. Is danger not the reason we started mining in the first place? Did we not seek iron and diamonds for the purposes of survival? We did. Danger was what pushed us to interact with Minecraft's systems. Now, the biggest danger is gone, and with it goes the biggest chunk of the game's depth. Most affected is building. To show that Minecraft has depth, let's take desert temples. Goal is to get to the loot without being blown to pieces. In a normal game, you might have an ability wheel, and there'd be 1 or 2 ways to do so. But Minecraft is no normal game. There's 1,000 creative solutions, at least 10 of which are good, each with benefits and drawbacks. But none of the relevant ones require a whole lot of thought. Survival Minecraft was capable to some degree of inciting that. Thought on a larger scale. Building something that looks nice is very often a minor architectural challenge, cool use of half blocks, trapdoors, and colors. But building something defensible, practical, typically takes a more creative manipulation of your environment. Moats, walls, traps, battlements, using mountains as cover. I happened upon a YouTuber called Mumbo Jumbo recently, and his redstone videos are certainly impressive. But today, what in-game goals do his designs meet? Let's describe looking at someone else's house in 2009. Wow, she's built a lava moat. Oh cool, that guy's built a trap with pressure pads. He's using a greenhouse to protect his crops. And now in today's age, wow, that guy's looked up basic suburban house tutorial on YouTube. Or, wow, they've carved a small hole into the side of a hill. Slight exaggeration, but the point is, with no danger on the overworld, our biggest goal has disappeared. So you haven't got much of a reason to build anything above the bare minimum. You don't need protection of any kind if you have 3 wool. Let me reiterate. While you objectively have more freedom in today's age, the lack of danger gives you far fewer reasons to seize it. Village and Pillage has reignited some of that survival building spark last seen all the way back in Alpha. Pillager raids means villagers require protection, and most villages are highly indefensible upon generation, so there's a reason to fortify if you want the people to survive. You can also have your very own custom-built village if you're willing to transport and breed inhabitants, which encourages construction of gates, watchtowers, or anything else you can think of. The more appropriate name for the mode would be survival of some random villagers with bad AI who like to get themselves killed. I kid. No, the most appropriate name for the mode would be Conquest. Minecraft was about resource gathering for the sake of survival. Terraria is about dominating ever-increasing levels of evil through overwhelming power. With the constant introduction of structures that the player can investigate, conquer, loot, take as their own, manipulate in any way, Minecraft becomes more like Terraria. You used to spend the first few nights mining or building. Now you either do that or you just find a village to annex. Back then you'd gain your strength to survive the nights and build a more practical dwelling. Now you get some diamond kit, go to the nether, raid a fortress for potion making material, enhance yourself through enchanting and brewing, raid the stronghold, murder the ender dragon, steal its egg, raid a mansion, maybe raid an ocean monument, maybe raid an end city. Minecraft has dusted its focus on survival and towards its focus on being like Terraria. Why? Terraria executes conquest progression masterfully, Minecraft's tripping over its shoelaces. An example of that would be one of Minecraft's still gaping flaws, the Wither. To fight the Wither, Minecraft's other boss, you need to farm anywhere from 100 to 400 Wither skeletons, which can take well over 24 Earth hours. The reason you then fight it is for its unique drop, the Nether Star. This is used to make a beacon, which are beyond understanding. So to put it simply, the beacon is a power transmitter. Those powers are chosen and then emitted in a specific radius around the beacon. But it needs power, from both a pyramid of materials and being directly fed them. A 3x3 pyramid consisting of 81 iron, gold, emeralds, or diamonds will give the chosen power a radius of 20 blocks. That's 81 iron, a day of farming, and a boss fight for either haste or speed in a worthless range. The next level up is 306 iron, then 747, then 1476, increasing the radius from 20 to 30, then 40, then 50. What on earth? Maybe the clock at Mojang HQ broke on April Fools. I didn't think I'd be speechless in this video, but here we are. For another couple examples, the dungeons. Ocean monuments take quite a while to get to and quite a bit of prep to fight through, yet it rewards 8 gold blocks. What are you meant to do with 8 gold blocks? Open a watch store? End cities are a considerable challenge, and the loot is reflective of that position. Enchanted diamond gear and a glider. But woodland mansions take longer to get to, are harder thanks to the vexes, and 9 times out of 9, the loot you'll get from the temples on your 3-hour journey there will be more valuable than everything in the mansion combined. Mojang aren't incapable of doing conquest progression. It has breathed life into the game. There's actually something to do, lots of things to aim towards, to prepare for. This constant stream of higher and higher goals gives reason to interact with Minecraft's systems, to improve. It works. But it took him almost a decade to get conquest progression anywhere close to competent, and the Wither is still a laughingstock. It shouldn't have totally replaced any focus on survival, which has been neglected into non-existence. Without survival as a goal, the game's depth comes from conquest goals presented by structures and bosses, and while they can encourage very creative solutions, meeting those goals rarely puts as much emphasis on the use of Minecraft's core gameplay loops, building most of all. In my opinion, if they continue to push this focus, the next step should be encouraging just that, building. As of now, the only thing you need is a small hole with a door on the front, a farm and enchanting room as an added bonus. Conquest progression could add reasons to build. Terraria uses NPC housing for that purpose. I'm sure Mojang can think of something. Here's another question. What separates your first mining trip from your 3000th? Very little. The only thing that keeps the experience engaging is the possibility of finding diamonds, the uncertainty of the cave generation, and whether or not you'll encounter a mob spawner or an abandoned mineshaft. For 8 years, this has been the same. Minecraft stoutly refuses to expand on its best offering gameplay-wise, but seems happy to introduce new elements that change the focus of the game. Villages, beds, raids, mansions, monuments were all prioritized, but introducing a new ore in a game called Minecraft for the first time in 8 years? Guess not. Emeralds don't count, they're so rare and so worthless as ore they might as well not exist. Expanding upon mining is no doubt one of Mojang's greatest fears. They need to give new resources reasons to exist, and that means a lot more content to think about. Worse still, the rarity of diamonds has reached and exceeded cult status. Mojang cannot one-up diamonds without undermining the game's identity, so they always have to look the same, behave the same, and be the most valuable resource. I still think the answer lies in depth. Literal depth. 64 blocks is far too few. Mine a stack of iron ore, make yourself some iron armor, and you're more than ready to deal with any danger at the lowest levels of the world. It takes about 5 minutes to mine your way down to 12 and start stripping. Don't let Lion Maker hear you say that though. This might have been fine 10 years ago, but nothing can remain interesting for that long, and nothing should when it has this much potential. Terraria has proven that worlds can be far deeper and become far more dangerous as you go down without being frustrating. You aren't going to be equipped to survive the lowest levels of Earth for a long time. And that constant progression keeps mining interesting and fresh for far longer than Minecraft's does. It was a great idea that the Hell Dimension would literally be at the bottom of the Earth, and I still think it'd be cool if Minecraft did the same. You'd use obsidian for heat shielding instead of a portal. So how could Minecraft enjoyably flesh out a deeper world without just copying Terraria? I have a few suggestions. Firstly, more structures like abandoned mineshafts as you go down, such as the abandoned city of an ancient Enderman worshipping cult, or the ruins of a dead dwarven race. Get creepier with it as you get lower. Secondly, more resources with diamonds remaining the rarest. Thirdly, biome-specific caves and resources. Fourth, weirder cave generation with depth. And fifth, new dangers. Static dangers such as heat and radiation, plus dynamic dangers such as gas, cave collapse, enemy hordes, or something supernatural. Resources are the biggest challenge here, because diamond kit is about 1.5 times as good as iron, so you have to vastly enrich the gap between good, iron, and gooder, diamond, with multiple new resources like silver, lead, and titanium, while making that progression fun and fresh. Obvious answer is to move the goalposts. You make diamonds far stronger to reflect its newfound rarity and use the updated resources to pad that out. Problem is, if you make diamond too strong, you remove the challenge from the game. Enchanted diamond armor already makes you a god. Go any higher than that, you might as well set the difficulty to peaceful. We can rebalance, make diamonds stronger, and enchants weaker, but there's gotta be limits. We don't need anything better than enchanted diamond is now. Sure, by putting diamond so much further down, you are making the game harder, because diamond isn't getting significantly better to match its new position. But I think a challenge in mining is something fans would welcome, when every other challenge in the game is entirely combat related. So, moving the goalposts causes issues. I have two strategies that don't. First, the few ores that fill the gap between iron and diamond need to be interesting. There's thousands of ways to do this, but just at a base level, lead could have radiation resistance, titanium could be as strong as diamond but slows you down, and silver could have anti-monster properties, so you'd have reasons to use them situationally. Second, fill any remaining gaps with loot rather than resources. Terraria already does this perfectly. Chests hidden in structures contain useful items, consumables, and unique gear, none of which are made from ores and ingots. We're looking at new items in the vein of name tags, horse armor, saddles, and enchanting books. Technically, you could have unique weapons without going off the rails by putting the traits of said weapon into an enchanting book. Now, I am not just saying be Terraria when not 5 minutes ago I criticized Mojang for it. I criticized them for taking 8 years to be worse, and for trying to be Terraria while not being Minecraft. Be both. How else can Minecraft be the best it can be? Well, there is an answer to that question, albeit a difficult one. Mods. Mods are a common dismissal I hear of my issues with Minecraft. Yeah, but I don't think games should serve as bases for modders to come in and fix. I love Skyrim, partly because of its modding scene, but I give Bethesda no credit for it. And I give the game no credit just because its dumb flaws can be fixed by a third party. I don't intend on treating Minecraft any different, especially because it's only Java Edition players who are even going to get the choice. I'm critiquing Minecraft Vanilla, which is its own experience with its own potential. And what mods help Vanilla reach that potential? Not as many as you might think. Think of the most impressive mod packs around: Techit, Vaults, Thaumcraft. Minecraft Vanilla is about building, mining, and exploring in a fantasy world with medieval technology. Apart from Redstone, of course. These mod packs, and most mods in general, rarely seek to enhance Vanilla, but to add all manners of fantastical new content and secondary systems, a lot of which isn't exactly in line with fantasy world medieval technology. Nuclear reactors, quarries, intercontinental ballistic missiles, these are all really fun. And lots of mods do encourage survival building, but few stay in line with what vanilla Minecraft is. Few, not none. The Aether has always been a favourite. It breaks no conventions, simply being the heaven counterpart to the Nether, but unlike the Nether, there's something to it. 3 new ores which the developers understood should be interesting. Thanks to Gravitite's anti-grav properties, it's the only ore in the game that changes the way you mine it. There's multiple new mobs, including tameable mowers, and 3 new dungeons with 3 new bosses. Unique enemy types, mini-bosses, puzzles, fantastic loot. The Aether is a masterpiece, and were it not for the dialogue, it'd be a perfect expansion to vanilla Minecraft. Mo Creatures is another favourite. Clues in the name, it adds Mo Creatures, 60 to be exact, all of which look just as good as Mojang's work. Not the horses though, they're even better. If you spend enough time horse breeding in this mod, you can get your pack mule looking like a horse of the apocalypse. It's balanced, in line with vanilla, and remarkably engaging. There's more, I could keep going. If you're lucky enough to play on Java Edition, the best modding can do is add more content to vanilla. Mods regularly encourage building something other than a 2x1 hole with a door on the front, which is a really good thing. It isn't good enough for our purposes or an excuse, but it is an excellent option if you want it. The bottom line of this video is that Mojang don't seem to know what to do with Minecraft, and it's hurting the game. They're happy to implement what would be considered mods over a huge stretch of time, but when it comes to innovating or even giving the player a reason to use Minecraft's most engaging gameplay loops, we see nothing. They don't need to act. Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time, but I still believe they should, because Minecraft is a remarkably special thing. I consider it to be among the greatest games of all time. It's surprisingly deep mechanically, and so often I use those words to describe a brutal combat system like Devil May Cry. It's a pleasure to be able to use them about a creative outlet. Well, to be fair, if you really think about it, the antics you can get up to in Minecraft makes hatred look moral, but I don't know if you're really supposed to think about it. I can never stay hooked for too long on this game. I always find myself drifting back towards games where I can blow stuff up, race fast cars, and get drawn into beautiful, complex narratives. I like to be able to look at a realistic Lamborghini, or a stunning artist's realization of a fantasy world. But where so many of those games are about darkness and bloodshed and war, it's nice to have access to a kind experience. It's truly a shame that Minecraft still struggles with its reputation. It's not fair on the good ones, or Mojang, or the players, but Minecraft YouTuber has connotations, and we always stigmatize anything associated with cringe.
Welcome back to another episode of my Minecraft Let's Play. So, I found a cave, and it's pretty cool. I found some iron, and oh, there's some diamonds. 1 diamond, 2 diamond.
This, unfortunately, is a curse cast upon all games that appeal to kids. I've spent a lot of time watching Minecon cringe compilations and a lot more time internally combusting at the thought of listening to a Minecraft parody.
Okay, this part is actually really good. I mean, it's... Oh my god! No, don't do it! No!
It's a curse that is unlikely to break for any such game. Some deserve it, but I don't think this is one of them. For channel OGs, you might know that this video is a remake of a 2-part series I had back up in 2017. That's the channel's deepest, darkest secret. There's a reason I took them down. I can barely bring myself to watch them today. Cringe? No. Awfully written and voiced? Oh yeah. Wastefully long too. I made those videos because Minecraft is popular and I needed the channel to grow. I'm making this now because I respect Minecraft for being a healthy phenomenon, and its reputation is far from squeaky clean, but I believe it deserves its fame. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to help me continue creating content, Patreon donations go a hell of a long way in making that possible. I'd love to tell you what's coming next, but to say my life has been rocky recently would be an insult to The Rock's ego. So I'll say that there's high chances of it being about Destiny 2 or Watch Dogs. Whatever it may be, I hope to see you then. Goodbye.